All right, I'm looking at the time. It is 5:30. That means it's go time. Welcome everyone. It's time to get started. Welcome and thank you for joining us this afternoon for our second annual YouTuber conference. We're super excited to have you here for night one. This is an incredible ride that we're on right now. And I can't tell you how much we thank you. We just thank you for being here. So we're going to get started. I'm Tron Lepet, operational lead for Bridge to Life. I'll be your MC. And before we get started, again, why don't you who are joining us, why don't you tell us who you are, your name, your school, your grade level. We had a couple students sign on a little early who did that. So we want to give you a few more seconds to do so. Drop that in the chat, name, school name, grade level. We want to celebrate you. I would put my name in there, but I'm not in school and I graduated a long time ago. So with that being said, I'm not going to put my name in there. I think we even have some college students on with us. So a big shout out to our college students. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we're going to give you some time to do that. While you're doing that, I just want to move your attention to the bottom right of the screen. That's our Instagram handle at Bridge2Life SFL. If you're not following us, I don't know why you wouldn't be. You should do that. You should do that right now. You're going to need to, and I'll explain why later. Our digital content creators, who just so happen to be high school students, are constantly posting valuable information on career frontier programs such as tonight. There's no telling what may be of value to you. So for that reason, make sure to follow us on IG. So we're going to continue on with the night. It looks like the chat is getting busy. Bridge to Life team, I know we're taking close notes of who's joining us. Let's give them some love and celebrate them for being here. All right, we're gonna move right on ahead. Last year, we hosted our first YouTuber conference, which we uploaded to our YouTube channel, by the way, Bridge to Life, so check that out. And quickly, this became like our flagship program. But that's not the reason why we decided to make this an annual event. No. The reason why we decided to do that is because we wanted to hear from you. We know that we listened, you gave us advice, you said digital fluency, being a content creator is what you want it to be, that's what you're interested in, so we're giving agency to the voice of our youth. Now, before I go on any further, I've just been notified that one of our special guest speakers has joined us. And I believe this person wants to give us a little intro, a little welcome. So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna intro and pass the mic over to the one, the only, Young Don, the sauce god who's with us. We're gonna hear from him. Young Don, I'm passing the mic over to you. The floor is all yours.
Testing, do you copy?
I copy, roger that.
Okay, all right, and one moment, I'm just here switching over my camera to the, there we go. Okay, all right, and let me, yes, how is it going? Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this event. It means a lot to me that I'm able to share the information I have with all of the young people who are interested in making a mark in this space online, in creating a brand, building that brand, and then elevating it to a point where they're able to earn an income. And I'm just very blessed and honored to be a part of this. And yeah, I'm just here to give whatever information I have to give and answer whatever questions I can answer to help you achieve that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for inviting me and having me here.
And Young Don, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. And we know you have a lot of personal things going on too, you know, we're gonna leave it, but we just want to thank you so much for joining us. And I can't tell you an amazing job that Young Don has done preparing, giving of his time for us. We're just super excited that you made the time to be with us here this evening. So let's throw some love in the chat. As a matter of fact, I didn't even need to say that because they're already showing you love in the chat, Young Don. So, they're already showing love, but let's show love in the chat for Young Don. We're going to hear from him. He's our keynote speaker for tonight. We're going to hear from him a little bit later on, but he just wanted to come on and say, hey, what's up, and show some love. So thank you again so much from the bottom of our hearts. As I was saying before, we're giving agency to the voice, to you. So we're going to pick up where we left off from last year's event. We talked about digital fluency and how it's applicable in almost everything we do, from apps that you download to the software they're created on. Digital fluency's imprint can be seen. It's in TV commercials, email signatures, cell phones, and of course, YouTube. So for the next 2 nights, we're going to hear from subject matter experts who can speak to this worldwide industry. And our keynote again is Young Don, the Sauce God. Sprinkled throughout the night, this is key, students, pay attention. Sprinkled throughout the night are multiple opportunities for you to win cash prizes and even internships. There are thousands upon thousands of dollars being offered through major companies, so pay close attention to our presenters. Not to mention, we have 2 major competitions of our own. You want to stay to the end to hear those competitions. This is exciting. Are y'all excited? I'm excited. I'm super excited. So we're going to move right ahead with tonight's proceedings. Now, I'm getting too excited. Let me calm down. We're going to kick things off with a few YouTuber fundamentals from a YouTube certified marketing expert. David Walsh is a YouTube strategist, consultant, speaker, entrepreneur, and get this, he's the co-founder of Bid Summit. If you guys remember last year, we had Daryl Eves on. Well, they kind of work together on this thing here. And Bid Summit is one of the biggest video marketing events for businesses and YouTubers using YouTube. It is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you David Walsh, AKA Mr. YouTube, who's going to teach us how to get more views on YouTube. I think this is exciting. I think this is super exciting. So without any further ado, David Walsh, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much indeed, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here. And I am slightly ahead of you time-wise, so I'm actually in the future. It is 10:30 at night time, or just after 10:30 my time. So I've got 15 minutes to teach you, illustrate how to get more views, more traffic from the YouTubes. So I am going to pop into my presentation here. I got a quick presentation. Let me just pop this up for you because we do not have that much time. So what I'm going to tell you is forget about the algorithm, forget about trying to trick YouTube into getting you more views and stuff like this, because it will not work, full stop. Now, I'll quickly go into who I am, why I am here. So I have been on YouTube since 2013. In fact, it is the 9th year, it is just gone the 9th year. I uploaded my first How to YouTube video on February 17th. Today, it is my 9th anniversary today. On my first How to YouTube video was uploaded 9 years ago today. And I quickly grew my channel to 10,000 subscribers, 10 months, 100,000 subscribers in just over 3 years. And today we're at 254,000 subscribers on YouTube, getting millions and millions and millions of views every single year on our YouTube channel, as well as for my clients as well. So thank you for the chat. I see it's lighting up there. Yeah, happy anniversary. Thank you very much indeed. So, who here would like to know how you can actually get YouTube to give you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views every single day, every single week, every single month on your content on YouTube? Let me know in the chat. One or two I see. So good to see. Great. Yes, it's me. I wanna know, please. Okay, so let's quickly get into it. So as I mentioned, people are trying to trick the algorithm to go, oh, what do I need to do? What words do I need to put in my titles? What do I need to put in my description? What tags do I need to use on my videos? So the algorithm will actually help me and get more views, give me subscribers, all of these nice things on good old YouTube. Well, I'll tell you now, you may as well forget the algorithm, because the algorithm is old hat. It's actually an artificial intelligence. YouTube from 2013 to 2015 moved away from algorithms. They were actually a view-based algorithm that the more views you got on your videos, the more they would feed your videos to other people. Similar to how actually Instagram and Facebook work today, as well as uploading content, they have a slightly different way of doing it. So with YouTube, because it's a Google property, they were understanding like their text content in Google. So that is all about the viewer experience. So again, with Google and YouTube, they're all about the viewer experience. So when somebody types a search query into their search engine, and YouTube is a search engine which puts it miles and miles ahead of Facebook, Instagram, and any other social platform, that people can go and actually look up for stuff. And that's why how-to content is very valuable on YouTube today. So YouTube realized that when people went to watch a video on YouTube, that the longer they stayed there, obviously the better the experience they were getting. But if they went to a video and bounced straight off, they had a bad experience. Same thing as they were doing with Google and bounce rates, going from a search query to say a blog post and then finding out this wasn't it. If they bounced within 10 seconds, it had a very bad rating from Google. So YouTube went to an artificial intelligence rather than the algorithm. So let's quickly jump into this. So we've got numerous types of traffic sources on YouTube. If you look at your analytics, you have about 7 different types of traffic sources. The biggest ones you have are browse feature, our suggested, search. Those are the top 3 that you really want to focus on. So let's look at search. So this is, as I mentioned, your how-to content. So if you have a problem, typically you'll go to the YouTubes, you'll type in how to fix X. And this is what I do as well. I go to YouTube first before I go to Google, because, hey, I know I'm going to get a video of somebody showing me step by step how to fix this. And this is one of the bigger sources of traffic on YouTube. But compared to the other sources, this is sort of like a stream or a very little river when it comes to getting traffic from YouTube. Now, you could have multiple different sources, and I've done this on numerous channels with clients and myself, that you can have multiple search rank for multiple search queries and stuff on YouTube, and you can do quite well. You can also go for trending topics as well. So if a new video game is coming out and you're making content around that video game, that trending topic will actually help get you views and stuff as well, especially if people are searching for this. So like with the new iPhone, everyone's looking for iPhone 13. They're actually now looking for what's going to come out in the iPhone 14. So there's lots of theories as what Apple are going to do with that. So iPhone 14 is actually a trending topic right now. And you can get a lot of traffic from this, just like you can from when you get a big rush of water down the river, it can go up very, very quickly. But thing is, once that trending topic is gone, your river dries up and it goes back to where it was before. So your traffic source, the people coming to your YouTube channel or watching your YouTube videos, typically will shrink back down. So it's all about, and there are a couple of things that you can do that will sort of break that little matrix, like the crack in the system. Certain keywords are evergreen, and you can actually, if you find them, you can actually use them to get a lot of traffic into your channel. One of the examples that we have here is I created a video on how to delete your YouTube or your Facebook account. This is traffic from last October. It's got 1.4 million views. It's actually got considerably more since then, and has made me nearly $8,000. This is again October information, so it's made over $8,500 for me on YouTube. So from there, I noticed that there was a lot of people looking for how to delete your Facebook account. And since Instagram is owned by Mr. Zuckerberg, I said, let's create a how to delete your Instagram account. And hey, presto, 500,000 views in October. And this has made me over $1,000. Again, it's over $1,500 right now. So these are the little cracks that I found in the matrix that I was able to take this traffic from. Another one as well that we rank quite well for is how to use Zoom. So as soon as COVID hit, everyone and their dog was looking for how to use Zoom because it became the default platform for everyone to do their learning, their meeting on, etc., etc. There are other platforms out there, but Zoom became the #1 in that space. So I created a video on how to Zoom, complete guide. So we ranked #1 for that. We also ranked #1 for set up Zoom beginner's guide, also how to set up Zoom. We also ranked on Google as well. We get a lot of traffic from Google. And this is one of the beautiful things about YouTube is that you can rank your videos at the top, very top of Google as well. So we ranked for a number of search terms on there. And as you can see, 500,000 views in a year. And it's actually $9,845. It's actually over $10,500 now. I checked it today. So yeah, that video has made us a nice bit of money. And again, these are things that are cracks in the matrix that aren't easily available for everyone to see. So the next traffic source that is really going to get you the traffic and the money is suggested videos. So this is I like this to say a massive river like the Amazon or the Nile or something like this. You can get a lot of traffic from that video source. Or even when you get this right, it actually is an ocean. It's an absolute ocean of traffic. Because what people fail to realize is that people are trying to grow audiences on YouTube. That is the wrong way to look at it. You actually, and this is the biggest mistake on there, that they're actually trying to grow an audience, and what they really need to do is tap into the existing audience that's there. So they start digging this, they're growing their channel. It's like digging a hole for to make a swimming pool or make a river or an ocean, and they keep digging and digging, and they even get they put a lot of time and effort into this. They even get like industrial machinery to grow their channel. And they may even get explosives at some point. When all they need to do is to just dive into the existing traffic, the existing audiences that are already there. So this is the big mistake that people are doing. They're trying to get YouTube to send them traffic, when in fact all they need to do is to find out where their traffic already is, their existing audience is, and then give them the content that they're looking for. And this is what we help with our clients and our students and stuff to do that. And really, it's just as simple as that. You can swim. Once you tap into that source, you can swim in your audience all day long. And this is how really you become the 800-pound gorilla in your space. This is how you become a Mr. Beast or any channel like that, that you once you understand this, you actually you're able to not just manipulate YouTube, you have YouTube coming to you and sending people to you. Now, there's one tactic to use with your content that will grow your channel exponentially. And this is, again, one of the things that a lot of people don't do with their content. They'll just create stuff that they like rather than the content that their audience is looking for. And again, look for your audience rather than you trying to create an audience. And this has been actually working for literally hundreds of years, in fact, thousands of years, if you want to go back far enough. But Hollywood has used this tactic for hundreds of years and has used it very, very successfully. And that tactic is story. When you have a good story or a great story in your content, this is when you will appeal to a much wider audience. And even if you're using how-to content, like we do a lot of how-to content, when you're creating how-to content around a story, that you're talking about the problem in a story manner, that you're talking about how to overcome that problem in a story-based manner, rather than here's 5 ways how to grow your YouTube channel. You go bump, 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 and you're just giving data, as we call it here, rather than going, here's a problem. Joe can't grow his YouTube channel. Joe has uploaded 400 videos and he's only got 10 subscribers. 9 of those are actually his grandmother. Now, so there we have a problem that we want to overcome, and it's all based around a story. Then rather than going, here's 5 ways to grow your YouTube channel. And again, I've got videos on my YouTube channel about that. So once you use story, you're actually hooking in your audience to want to know more. They're invested in Joe. They know what Joe's feeling. I've uploaded 200 videos and I've got 2 subscribers. So Joe, I know exactly where you're at. So when you use story in your content, you're actually going to appeal to a much bigger audience. They will not only come for your how to content, but they'll come back every single week because they go, hey, what's your next story? What is that entertaining information that you're going to give me that I can actually use to grow my YouTube channel? And so this is how you will get your audience to come to you and give you views, share your content, join. If you've got a membership program on YouTube, they will join that too, because again, they get invested in you. They want to your content every time you upload. And this is why creators like Mr. Beast, etc., do so phenomenally well. So that is the story. I've got like very little time left. I've got like 2 seconds, I think. So this is the trick to growing your audience. It's not trying to grow an audience from scratch. The audience already exists. YouTube have been developing audiences for over for like 8-9 years now. So all you have to do is to tap into those existing audiences rather than trying to create your own, because that's an uphill battle. They're already there. Just dive into the ocean of an audience that's already there, swim around, have fun at it, and enjoy it. So that is my quick 15 minutes, I think, that we've got. And again, do not focus on the algorithm. And that's how you basically become the head honcho in your space and grow your channel very, very quickly.
And
how's that for you, Sean?
David Walsh, that was perfect, aka Mr. YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. And I think your advice, the audience already exists. We know a lot of students are worried about where to find those views, where to find those members. You hit the nail on the head. And if possible, is there any way that maybe dropping your YouTube channel in the chat? I mean, we already have it in the team, but oh, there it is right there, students, right there.
There you go, it's on screen now. So yeah, you can get me on all socials, like LinkedIn and YouTube are two, well, YouTube and LinkedIn are sort of my biggest ones. So yeah, youtube.com/David Walsh Online. Just do a search for David Walsh Online. You'll find me everywhere. So yeah, if you want to know more, watch some of my content, youtube.com/David Walsh Online. Obviously subscribe, watch 20 videos, like them all, leave loads of comments too.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And David, if you have some time to hang around, check out the chat. There's a couple other questions in there that are coming in. But again, we greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to our students here. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much. Let's show David Walsh, aka Mr. YouTube, some love in the chat for his time being here. And we're going to move right along with the regularly scheduled program. Okay, so next up, it's time for our first video challenge opportunity. Here to present the details of this competition is our good friend, partner, the CEO of Girl BU. She's also the External Affairs VP at Comerica Bank. I don't need to say anything else. Her energy is gonna just pour through and jump through the screen. Let's give it up for Coach Mo Corker. Coach Mo, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for passing the mic, and I am so excited to be here today. I will not be emceeing, but I am going to bring you all some gems. I am not a YouTuber per se, but I do know a couple of things about money. And if all 140 of you are on here obtaining and wanting this information to become that famous YouTuber or that one that's getting all those subscriptions and monetizing yourself, if you're hitting refresh, when will I hit 1,000 views or, watch hours? you still have to be thinking about that money aspect at the end of your journey. So please don't just come on here and want to work for life. Come on here and want to work for life to make sure you're getting your coins. So I think Mr. YouTube says some wonderful stuff. He mentioned, hey, make sure you tell the story. I know personally, if I don't hear a story, I'm not interested. So I'm going to tell you a little story that I'm sure all of you have heard before. Let's talk about the YouTubers that you see that are scammers on YouTube. They all show that they live this beautiful lifestyle, right? And all you have to do is give them about 6 months to a year, and who's now making a video on their fraud, their lavish lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. So I watched something that young Don put on there, and everybody knows my slogan, and it is be you, because everyone else is taken. So as we're thinking about you creating your YouTube channel, do not change who you are. Do not change your voice. Do not mimic and become a follower. This is your opportunity to create your own lane and what we call in marketing, your own blue ocean. So you can definitely do what someone else is doing, it, but bring your own spice and make sure you're thinking about the money, how it relates to the content, and why would somebody want to put an ad in front of your content? That's what you got to look at, because someone's not going to put money behind someone that they don't think is going to come to look at their channel. So our channel for Comerica Bank wants to see some type of sizzle reel, something about how Comerica Bank is raising expectations in the communities that we serve by providing financial literacy, by providing technical assistance, and just helping all of our youth understand how to manage their money, keep their mind on their money and their money on their mind, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting your coins and living the life you want. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tron. I'm excited to hear the rest of these young kings and queens, because I know hopefully y'all contact Coach Mo to be featured on one of y'all YouTube channels eventually when you blow up. I want to be invited. Thank you so much. All right, turning it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Coach Mo. We're super excited to have you on and that you gave us this offer. Students, make sure you're following us on Instagram. We're going to post all of these competitions on Instagram. You'll have links with specific details about all of these challenges, competitions, you name it. We're doing our best to deliver to you resources in the form of money, in the form of information. So please, please, please pay close attention. This is important. As a matter of fact, if you check the chat right now, we just put the Comerica Bank Challenge in the chat. So make sure to read it, copy it, and take notes ASAP. Again, Coach Mo, we greatly, greatly appreciate you for joining us. Make sure, students, that you're also following folks on LinkedIn. It's important, right? Okay. All right. We're going to keep moving right along with the show. Next up, we have marketing consultant, YouTuber, LinkedIn author, and founder of Day Tips. Here to provide us with some marketing tips is the man, the myth, the legend, Sam Day. Now, just a side note, after Sam, we'll throw in our first chat raffle, so please listen closely to what Sam Day is talking about. Then we'll highlight another company competition. As for now, Sam Day, I am happy to welcome you to our virtual second annual YouTuber conference. The floor is yours, sir.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for the warm introduction. I'm going to get straight into it because I know we don't have a lot of time, and it is also 11 p.m. here. I'm based in the UK. So I've got a few things I want to share with you guys. I'm going to get them up on the screen. So if you bear with me for 2 seconds. So awesome. Hopefully you guys can see my slides. I'm going to start from the very beginning. So I've been asked to speak about building a brand and what that means. And I'm going to kind of be in front of you for roughly 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes to speak about how to use YouTube and social media in general to build a brand like a beast. So giving a little bit of context in terms of who I am, for those of you who may not have come across my content before. So I'm a digital marketing consultant. And what that means is I basically help companies and individuals to make money on the internet. So to increase traffic and visitors to their website, to increase their social media profiles, to use platforms such as Facebook and Instagram as ads to drive new leads and new sales consistently to their business. So I'm a marketing YouTuber. So that's primarily what I do. I make a full-time living from the internet, and YouTube is roughly about 50% of my income and where all of my business opportunities come from. And about roughly 4 years ago, LinkedIn discovered my content and asked me to be one of their LinkedIn learning instructors. So I now teach marketing. All of the stuff I teach on YouTube, I now teach on behalf of LinkedIn. So that's a little bit about myself. And to kind of like go straight into what is it that helped me to build my brand. And I'm going to give away a few nuggets as well for those of you who want to use the internet as a way, not just to make content, not just to make followers, but to actually generate an income and build a business successfully online, like I've been able to do. And a lot of people who've gone through my training courses on LinkedIn and my videos on YouTube have been able to do as well. So you want to think about producing content that attracts followers and leads. So there's a difference between just getting followers and getting people who would be your ideal client, your ideal customer, or your ideal viewer. You also want to think about the fact that content can be a blog, an image, a video, a story, or a live. So one of the things that I do, I've got almost 500 videos on my YouTube channel. And what we do now is I get my assistant to turn my content on YouTube as my primary platform into miniature pieces of content that I can use elsewhere on the internet. So if I turn that video into a blog article, then that can promote the video. That also gives me extra leverage as well and drives extra traffic to my website. And you also want to think about other aspects of promoting yourself as well. You know, Instagram is a great place to be promoting yourself with stories, and YouTube is also a great place to go live and interact with your current followers. And creating a live event as well is a great way to boost your followers and to boost your views, because YouTube really love to promote YouTube lives. So that's a great opportunity for a lot of you guys who are starting out, maybe with the first 100 to 500 subscribers. So you want to think about creating valuable content. So a lot of people talk about create content, but you want to make sure that your content is actually entertaining, educating, and or inspiring someone who is about to view your content. So a lot of the times we can get obsessed with, you know, camera angles and lights and what should I buy in terms of equipment, but start to think about who is the ideal person that you want consuming your content. Who is that person? Keep them firmly in mind, and you have to decide what avenue you're going to take with your channel. Are you going to entertain them, just create entertaining content for that particular target group? Are you going to educate them and create some sort of resource channel like I've done on my channel, which has helped me to generate a lot of business opportunity and turn my channel into a full-time income? Or are you looking to inspire? So one of my favorite YouTubers, some of you might know him, is Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker. He produces a lot of motivational books and courses and so on and so forth. So his content has to be inspirational in order for him to drive leads and sales back to his business. So you really want to think about what model you want to adopt. And then it's important to think about platforms. When you know who it is you're trying to target with your content, think about, where does your skill set lie? Are you someone who's good on camera? Is that going to be what you do? Are you going to be the person presenting? Or are you better set in terms of editing? Are you going to get somebody else to film, or are you going to film different aspects of the YouTube video rather than being in the video yourself? So look at where your skills lie. And if there is a skill that you lack, see if you can team up with somebody who has that skill, or learn the skill. You know, I mentioned being a LinkedIn learning instructor. But if you sign up for a LinkedIn learning account, it's about $15 a month, I believe. And there's so many resources on that platform, from creating graphics for Adobe, using editing softwares, camera, equipment, all of those resources that you can learn very cheaply and learn skills that you don't currently have. So where are your target customers? This is a really important question that you want to be asking. So I caught on to the end part of David Walsh when he was speaking about, customers and YouTube search as well, and being found within YouTube search. So you want to think about who is the ideal person who's going to be watching your YouTube videos. What are they likely to be searching for? What are they searching for when they go to YouTube? Are they going to type something in and potentially stumble across your content? And if they are, you need to do your research and know what those terms are. And if you know what those terms are, you can optimize your YouTube videos in the way that David Walsh was speaking about, and that will help you to gain rankings in YouTube and drive traffic organically to your videos. So a lot of my videos are based off of organic search results from YouTube. And it's important to note that YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world, and the first being Google, second being YouTube. But also, if you optimize your videos correctly, then your videos can actually be found within Google themselves as well. So some of you may have noticed this when you Google something, sometimes a video pops up, and that can be your video if you optimize it for the keywords that your target customers are actually searching for. So another question is, what do you have the capacity to do right now? This is something that I see a lot of people doing wrong. They want to start a channel and they want to, go for 4, 5, 6 videos a week. But it's just not in their wheelhouse. They just don't have the capacity to do that. YouTube is all about consistency. You want to be putting out as much content as you can, but as consistently as possible. So if you can realistically do a video a week, then do a video a week. Try and put that video out at the same time on the same day, so your subscribers know when to come back to your content, and YouTube start to understand when and where to promote your content as well. So you're likely to do even better. So you also want to be using other platforms as well. So YouTube, be on LinkedIn if it's a professional YouTube channel you're creating. You should be blogging, you should be on Instagram. All of these platforms can help you. You can cross promote on these different platforms. So if someone's watched your content and they really like what you're doing, tell them where else they can find you and follow you. And this can really help you to build a tribe of people who love you, not just on YouTube, but on other platforms as well. So you want to also be creating content that resonates. So what will interest your target customer? These are the questions that you want to be asking. What will interest your viewer or whoever it is you're targeting with your content? And a lot of the times I hear people saying, anyone can watch my content. I don't have a target person. And that is a big mistake, because if you try to serve everyone, you will end up serving nobody. So you should have a niche. And it doesn't mean that people outside of that niche can't enjoy your content. They definitely can. But if there's a target person or a target demographic that you're going after, then that can really help you to boil it down. And niche YouTube channels tend to do better as well when it comes to the AdSense program, and converting and turning your prospects and your viewers into actual customers and people who buy from you later on down the line as well. So will your content bring them value? What will entertain them? And what will educate them? Those are the questions that you really want to be asking. And then when you ask those questions, think about the type of content that you're putting out as well. So we've spoken, obviously, YouTube is a video platform. You also want to think about images as well, because YouTube is not just a platform for video, but what makes you click a YouTube video usually is your title, but also the thumbnail image. So you want to make that thumbnail image enticing, engaging, so people actually want to click the video. So YouTube have a metric called click-through rate, and that is basically the percentage of people who see your thumbnail and actually click. So if you have a high click-through rate and a lot of people are clicking through to watch your video, then YouTube are more likely to suggest that video to more people. And that's basically one of the algorithm things that YouTube do. So if you can master creating thumbnails that actually resonate with your target viewers, then that can help you to get more views, more subscribers, and obviously you can monetize that later on down the line. And in terms of other platforms as well, I spoke about diversifying to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to other platforms to promote your content. You can actually create infographics as well, describing what it is you're talking about in your YouTube video. I do this on my Instagram. I'm going to be sharing my Instagram at the end, so you can kind of see how I take a YouTube video and turn it into a graphic that kind of explains elements of the video itself. So even, for example, this whole presentation I'm doing, I can turn it into a graphic and have the key points on that graphic and explain how you can build a personal brand online. And so that's one thing that I highly recommend as well. And you can blog as a type of content too. LinkedIn also have now the ability to create a newsletter. And the reason why this is so powerful is because your newsletter will be posted to every single person who has followed you on LinkedIn. So this is a great way for you to really expand your audience, expand your reach, especially if you're just starting out on YouTube. You don't have to start from zero. Who is already following you on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook? Can you get them to follow your account? The more views a video gets within the first 24 hours is usually where the sweet spot is in terms of YouTube wanting to promote that video even more if it's doing well. So you really want to try and get your followers from elsewhere to be following you on YouTube and liking your videos as well. So that kind of brings me to the end of my the 10 minutes that I had. I'm going to try my best to answer as many of your questions as possible. Like I said, my profession is marketing. So particularly for those of you who want to use YouTube as a way to promote your business or use YouTube as a business, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My Instagram is @daytips. My YouTube channel where I teach all my marketing tips and tricks is Sam Day. Day is spelled with an E, so D-E-Y. And you can find me on LinkedIn as well. My LinkedIn learning courses are all about marketing, from social media, video marketing, and all different types of online marketing. So those are where you can find me. So I really hope that that was useful and brings value to those of you who are watching today.
And Sam, thank you so much for your presentation. You know what, we actually are going to use your quotes as our chat raffle, our first chat raffle question. Students, here's how it's going to work out. So I'm going to ask the question. You need to put the answer in the chat. The first person to answer this question, you're going to win a prize. But so here we go. I'm going to ask this question. Now listen to how we do the question. Listen to how we're going to phrase this now. All right. So please complete this sentence. If you try to serve everyone, you will end up serving fill in the blank. Oh, looks like you guys are paying close attention. That chat is blowing up. All right. Team Bridge to Life, the chat is moving much faster than I can see. So I'm going to need someone to message me directly and let me know who was the first person to answer that question. I need to know who was the first one to answer that question. Wow, that chat was just blowing up. My goodness. My goodness. Wow, it's still going. You guys are paying close attention. Amazing, amazing. All right, so Team Bridge to Life is going to let me know who won that, who was the first person to reply to that chat raffle question. And we have more chat raffles coming up, guys. I promise you, we have more coming up. Sam, another thing that was mentioned while you were speaking, there was a student that said, hey, do you have any best blog sources? So if you could just hang around, maybe drop some of your best blog sources in the chat and maybe just answer any other questions, that would be great. Oh, and it looks like we have a winner. Mark Sims, you are the winner. Mark, we need you to do us a favor. We need your full name, well, we have it, and we need your email address so we can send you an e-gift card. That's right, it's all for Mark. Let's give it up for Mark, give it up for Mark, congratulations. All right, thank you so much. Stay around, guys. We have more chat raffles to come. And yep, I know we've been seeing it in the chat. Young Dawn is right around the corner. Sam, again, thank you so much for providing those steps. The blog sources would be amazing. Students, if you have any of the questions, we're going to see if Sam can hang out and just look at some of those questions in the chat. In the meantime, next up, get ready. We have the second, that's right, the second company video challenge. And this time it's from Next Era FPL. Watch the video first, and then afterwards, I'll introduce one of our good friends and partners, Andrea Pelt Thornton. Let's cue that video. Guys, pay attention. Okay, so we're gonna try to get this video queued up. In the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move over to our next speaker, who is Andrea Pelt Thornton. And then at the end, what we'll do is we'll try to go back to that video. You guys know how technology is sometimes. It just kind of has a mind of its own. Young Don, I know I'm sure you've been there before. You're like, what in the world? What just happened here? So we'll get back to that video in a second and we'll go over the challenge competition. So I'm going to bring up now introducing Andrea Pelt Thornton, IT Agile Delivery Manager at Florida Power and Lights. Paid my FPL bill recently, a subsidiary of NextEra. Andrea Pelt Thornton, welcome to the second annual YouTuber conference. And I promise you we'll get back to that video as soon as we're done. I'm going to pass the mic over to you and thank you so much for joining us.
Tron, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And it is quite an honor to be able to talk with you guys again. Yes, last year was such a phenomenal event, as is this year as well. So greetings to everyone. And as you cue the video, I am just excited to share with you a little bit about NextEra Energy / Florida Power and Light. And we are here because we are excited about all of you who are attending and who are passionate about innovation and who are striving to drive your businesses in this wonderful digital space. I'm sure you're trying to learn tips and lessons on how to get there. And I'm here to encourage that on behalf of NextEra Energy and Florida Power and Light. First, as we talk about how to get there, let me tell you about NextEra Energy and share with you a little of who we are. Well, you may or may not know that Florida Power and Light is the largest electric utility in the United States when it comes to kilowatt hours served. We serve just about all of the state of Florida, and we are the largest electric utility in the US. So think about that. It's you, your neighbors' neighbors, your cousins, your family, your friends, and we're delighted to have you all as customers. Second, and even more important, we are the largest generator of wind and solar energy in the world. And we're proud of that. And I'm proud to share that with you here today. Why? Because we are big in renewables. We're big into renewables. We do renewables at scale. And we offer that as an opportunity for growth, both for our company and for those of us like me who work for Florida Power and Light, because we are creating the future. We're creating the future just as you are creating your future with the exciting digital presence that you're trying to establish. FPL is a Fortune 200 company, and also we're one of the largest generators of nuclear energy. And so that takes a lot of innovation. And we're looking for individuals just like those of you who are able to generate and innovate and promote the technologies that we build. I'm here, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our challenge, because we do have a challenge, again, because we want to encourage your creative pursuits. And our current challenge is we invite you to submit a 30 to 60 second sizzle reel that highlights your view of the future of energy. And if we can get the video, you'll see our view of the future of energy. And it includes things like solar, as you can see in my background. It includes robotics, green hydrogen, drones, all of those technology components that we ourselves internally are working to craft and use as a part of our offerings to offer you reliable service. Last thing I'll share is we also have some scholarship opportunities out on the FPL website. So go to fpl.com/community and you'll see scholarship opportunities there. Perhaps we have the video ready. I think Tron was signaling me. So hopefully we have the video ready. Take a look. Thank you. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. My closing words are, if you are interested in any of those opportunities that you've seen there, feel free to visit our website. We have internships for college students, and we are bundling and have a lot of career opportunities that you can leverage while you're in the process of building your digital empire. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Andrea Pelt Thornton. And students, I hope you were paying attention. Again, that was one of our company video challenges. We're doing the best we can to put resources in your hands, bringing them right to you. Internships, if you heard it before, are available for college students. So to our college students that are on, we got something for you too. Again, thank you so much, Andrea Pelt Thornton. We greatly appreciate you for offering this. So yes, we are offering money for you guys to produce videos and internships. That's right, we're doing that for you. We listen, we're responding. Okay, we're moving right along with the program. Up next is the president and CEO of Garth Solutions, a company of 30 plus talented professionals delivering strategic, innovative solutions to clients. Ms. Garth is also a former commissioner for the city of Miramar, and she is someone with special ties to our very own keynote speaker tonight. That's right, Young Don. I'd like to turn the floor over to Ms. Yvonne Garth, who's going to introduce our keynote speaker. Yvonne, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Tron. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I want to first thank Bridge to Life and ask everyone to give it up for Bridge to Life and all of the partners for organizing this amazing event and investing in all of you, our leaders of tomorrow. So give it up. Okay. So I also want to just take a minute to congratulate all of you for being here tonight and investing in yourselves and investing in making your dreams come true. So again, I'm Yvonne Garth. I am president and CEO of Garth Solutions. I am not a YouTuber, but I am a successful entrepreneur. My husband and I, Glenn Garth, have a marketing firm, a public relations firm that we started 20 years ago with nothing but determination and maybe some peanut butter in the closet. And today we're a $4 million company with 45 employees. So while we're not a YouTube firm, we know what it takes to be successful and those attributes that are needed to make your dreams come true. And they include integrity, respect for yourselves, respect for other people, determination, education in whatever form that comes in, whether you go to college or you invest in yourself by coming to events like this tonight. Believing in yourself, and most importantly, allowing yourself to dream big and having the courage to pursue those dreams. So why am I saying all of this? Well, I am especially honored and proud to introduce you to someone that embodies all of those attributes that I just mentioned. And so without further ado, I want to introduce someone that has a special place in my heart. I have seen him grow from a rambunctious baby, a kid, a very curious kid, an adventurous teen, an exceptional, successful, and extremely humble young man. I am so proud to introduce you to my nephew and your keynote speaker, Donald Christopher Hines, or as you all may know him, Young Don, the Sauce God.
Thank you. That is my lovely, amazing Auntie Yvonne. Thank you for bringing me onto this panel and inviting me to, present to all the young people that are here today who want to hear from the horse's mouth itself, right? Someone who's done it, someone who's been in the exact position that you were in and was able through hard work, patience, and perseverance to become a successful YouTuber, a successful online influencer. So without further ado, I've curated or I've created a video presentation for you that concisely compacts all of the information that I think is important for anybody starting off in the online space. Anyone who wants to become a successful YouTuber, my best advice, what I wish I had heard when I just started YouTube. Now, to be fair, we've had a couple of other panelists who have given exceptional advice, stuff that I was paying close attention to because you never stop learning. So thank you to the two gentlemen who spoke before me, talking about the importance of marketing and all the important things to keep in mind when creating content online. But I'd like to add on top of that with a few more points. So if Tron could cue up that video for y'all to watch, and then we can all sit back and listen, and I hope you enjoy. So you want to be a YouTuber? Great. And guess what? You're not alone. You and 86% of all young Americans want to be a social media influencer when they grow up. Wow. And look, I get it. Making money online doing something you love has never been more realistic and attainable. And to a lot of people, that sounds a whole lot better than working your typical 9 to 5. At least it did to me 5 years ago when I started my YouTube channel. Starting tomorrow, I'm back in the gym. Back in it. The cringe. Don't worry though, it gets better. Before the blue check marks and the likes and the millions of subscribers, I was just a guy. I worked low, skilled, minimum wage jobs. I went to a junior college, and getting even 100 likes on anything seemed like a pipe dream. Truth is though, still just a guy. But now I'm a guy who knows a thing or two about building a presence on the internet. So it is at this time that I would like to thank my friend Colleen Lockwood, my dear aunt Yvonne Garth, and the entire Bridge to Life team for this opportunity to share with you my best advice on how— Girl, you got too many problems. I know you wanted to solve them. The very first YouTube channel I ever started was a computer programming channel called The Aspiring Engineer. Don't bother looking for it though. I deleted it. Thank God. See, computer science was my major in college, so it seemed like a safe way to put myself out there without putting myself out there. This was back when young people still cared about not looking cringe on the internet. Wow. How things have changed. Eventually though, I realized I wanted to do something a bit more entertaining than explaining the difference between a method and an object in Java. Extra points if that meant anything at all to you. So, started a vlog channel, and I did that for a while, then a fitness channel, then a cooking channel, then back to a vlog channel. The entire time I was working anywhere from 24 all the way up to 36 hours at any one of my various minimum wage part-time jobs, all while going to college almost full-time. Eventually I came across the storytime animation genre on YouTube, and back in grade school I was a kid in the back of the class drawing in my notebook when I should have been taking notes. So I figured, why not? That worked out. Didn't happen overnight though. Even bad animations take a while. So I had to free up my schedule, which meant choosing between working less and dropping out of college. Easy choice, dropped out of college. Why? Because money. My parents didn't like that much. Not their fault though. They're Jamaican and old. So I anticipated them not being super excited about me dropping out of college. What I didn't expect though was how quickly my allowances got took. You see, although I was working, my parents did send me a couple $100s every month to help me pay for my bills because, as they say, working low-skilled minimum wage jobs don't exactly pay a livable wage. So now I pretty much had 2 full-time jobs, working about 40 hours each, one making $13 an hour folding Nike shirts and selling baseball bats, and the other making $0 an hour making animations, which took me anywhere from 15 to 40 hours per video, which I would then upload to my 74 subscribers, and then get excited when someone commented, can't wait for you to blow up. Me neither. I did this for an entire year without making a single dollar. I didn't realize my mic was so high. Where was I? Oh yeah, not making any money. Did that for a while. And then I started seeing my classmates from high school on social media graduating with their bachelor's degrees and proud parents. Meanwhile, I didn't even have an associate's degree, working hourly at a retail store with parents and relatives that probably thought I was wasting my time. And to be fair, I was getting worried that I was doing exactly that. But I'd come too far. I came way too far. And so thanks to a combination of belief in myself and fear that all the people around me would think I was a fool for pursuing this thing if it didn't work out, I doubled down and worked even harder at my YouTube channel, harder than I'd ever worked up until that point. And then one day, it happened. One of my videos started to go viral. First it was 10,000 views, then 20, and 30, 40, 50, 100. It just kept going and going. And soon after that, other videos started to catch fire. Finally, all my hard work paid off. The very next month, YouTube cut your boy a check for 8,000 smackaroos because I had about 8 or 10 videos going viral all at once. In 3 months, I went from 3,000 subscribers to 300,000. And here I am, 5 years later, by the grace of God, still making content, still raking in millions of views, and still doing what I love. So why did I tell you all of that? Regular guy, no clout, wasn't one of the popular kids in school, no money, college dropout with traditional parents that didn't understand the whole making money online thing. Point is, if I could do it, you could probably do it too. So buckle up, because this is about to be a masterclass. First, we're going to go over the 3 components that you need to have a firm grasp on to be successful online. Secondly, we're going to go over a tried and proven winning strategy to go from being unknown to having a following on the internet. And then lastly, we'll go over how you can monetize your audience so that you can make a living online. Okay, so first, the 3 components: the content, the audience, and you. Let's start with you. More than likely, whatever content it is that you're looking to produce, there's probably already a lot of well-established, more experienced, more skilled, and more knowledgeable people than you that are already making that content. So why should anyone consume your content over theirs? You being more or less a noob by comparison. Because of you. You're the secret sauce, the unreplicable component. Yeah, you could never be KSI or Mr. Beast or PewDiePie, but they could never be you. So allow you and your entire personality to shine through your content. If you're like a super big Pokemon nerd, for instance, find an interesting way to integrate that aspect of yourself into your content. Do you like making corny jokes with your friends? Tell a couple corny jokes in your videos. When you do that, the people watching your content will start to feel as if they're getting to know you. It gives people an opportunity to relate to you, and it makes your content unique because nobody thinks and acts exactly as you do. So as cliche as it may sound, the very first step to being successful online is just be you. Sorry. The second main ingredient, the content. What are you doing? What are you making? If you can't describe your content in one sentence, then you're not doing this right. For instance, I make animated videos telling personal stories about funny and interesting things that have happened to me in my life. Boom. Mr. Beast makes videos about giving away a lot of money to people who complete creative in-person challenges. PewDiePie makes reaction videos giving his thoughts on things he cares about. I could do this all day. Someone should be able to tell what kind of content you create by just taking a quick glance at your YouTube homepage. There should be a pattern, a consistency. I shouldn't even need to click on a video to tell what kind of videos you make. It's the first real decision you have to make. Pick a lane and stick to it for a while. If you realize you don't really like that lane, that's fine. Start over, make a new channel, or take down all the old videos. What you don't want is a reaction video, then a tech review video, then a prank, then a vlog, then a skit, then a mukbang. Like, what do you do? So we covered you, we covered content. Now let's talk about the audience. Know exactly who you're making videos for and focus in on them. Don't worry about pleasing or appealing to everybody. Identify the audience that you're trying to resonate with and focus on them. The more intentional you can be about this, the easier it becomes to think of what type of videos and topics you should be spending your time on. Simple. Here's a simple exercise you can do to understand these 3 concepts deeply. So I want you to pick one of your favorite content creators. Doesn't matter who, just make sure they have a large following, at least 100,000 followers. Write a sentence and explain what about their personality do you like? Then you're going to write a second sentence that explains what kind of content they create. And then lastly, which one of your friends would you recommend their content to, and why do you think they would like it? Once you're able to answer these 3 questions about your favorite creator, you'll be able to do the same thing for yourself. You're welcome. So those are the 3 main components to a successful online career that you need to have a good grasp on. Who are you? What kind of content you create, and who is the audience that you're trying to appeal to. So now that you have that covered, let's talk about that winning strategy that's going to take you from being unknown to growing a following in your niche of choice online. And it really comes down to 2 things: good content and consistency. So let's talk about good content. What makes content good? Substance and editing. Any content you put on the internet should strive to do at least one of these 3 things: tell a story, evoke an emotion, or challenge someone's opinion on something. All viral content has at least one of these 3 factors. That's the substance part. And when it comes to editing, it's very simple. It's better for a video to be too short than too long. If you can cut out a section of the video without losing valuable information or important content, cut it out. Asking someone to watch a video that drags on is in fact a form of cruel and unusual punishment. So that's everything you need to know about creating good content. It comes down to substance and editing. Now let's talk about consistency, which is basically how often should you post. And the answer to that truly is post as much as you can, as often as you can, without sacrificing quality. You need to be obsessed. Every free moment of your day needs to be about this. You need to be relentless. Within reason. Yes, get sleep. Yes, eat well. Yes, exercise. Yes, take some time for friends and family. Not too much, but enough. Sure, watch a relaxing movie, read a book every now and then. But this is work, and most people will fail by giving up. This is a hard path. I mean, it's simple. I'm giving you the formula. But you know what else is simple? Losing weight and getting in great shape. Burn more calories than you eat, do at least 30 minutes of light cardio every day, stop eating junk food, and go to bed at a reasonable time. Simple. But all you gotta do is look at the obesity rate in America to know that it's not easy. It requires a lot of discipline, willpower, hard work, and patience. And becoming a successful online influencer is no different. Just look at the most successful creators in your niche or genre and see how often they're posting. And before we move on to the last section about monetizing your audience, I should touch on 2 other methods of accelerating your growth online. 1, paid promotions, and 2, collaboration. Personally, I've grown all of my social media channels without the use of paid promotion. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that's not what worked for me. So just make good content, be consistent, and be patient. Another way to grow online is, of course, with the use of collaboration. Now, personally, I have over 2 million subscribers, and I can count the amount of collaborations I've done on one hand. Maybe 2. But to be honest, this is one of my personal flaws. I really wish I made a better effort to do collaboration. It's just not my strongest area. I've seen YouTube channels grow at an unbelievably fast rate because they were able to do collaborations with other creators. Just be warned though, nobody likes a spammer, so don't go spamming people you want to collab with. Okay, let's talk money. When it comes to getting paid, it really comes down to 2 things. How many people are watching your content, and who is watching your content. First, let's talk numbers. A video that gets 1,000 views is more or less going to make 10 times more money than if that same video were to get 100 views. But all views aren't created equal. Longer videos can make more money because more ads can be integrated into that one video. Also, the longer your videos are, the longer you're helping to keep people on the YouTube app, which YouTube likes. So it's more likely to recommend that video to other people, making both you and YouTube more money. This, of course, hinges on whether people are actually watching the entirety of your video. If people are clicking off just as quickly as they click on, then it doesn't really matter how long you made the video. But my advice, only make videos as long as they need to be for it to be good content. Creators like Caleb City, Long Beach Griffey, and Trey Rags have built massive followings off of very short videos. So don't force longer videos. Put the content quality first. And remember, too short is always better than too long. Now let's talk about who's watching your content. The audience that your videos attract will also play a huge role in how much ad revenue they're able to generate. A makeup artist's ad revenue per view will typically be higher than someone who makes skits, because the makeup artist is going to have an audience of mostly women in their late teens to mid 20s, which is a demographic that loves to spend money. money. On top of which, they'll be motivated to buy things because in order to achieve the same results as the person in the video they're watching, they have to buy the products that you're using. However, someone watching a skit video just wants to be entertained and is probably a young male in his late teens to early 20s, so probably broke and unmotivated to spend his money, making them less valuable to advertisers. Other great ways to monetize your audience would of course be sponsorships, merchandise, providing services such as coaching or courses, as well as setting up a paywall for exclusive content using a service such as Patreon or OnlyFans. Depending on how effective you are at integrating these into your business model, you could be making $100,000 a year long before you ever hit 100,000 subscribers. It all comes down to how much work you're willing to put in outside of the actual content creation. It may suit you to team up with a business partner or a manager who can help you to manage these other things for a percentage of the profits. 15% seems to be a common standard. When I started off as a YouTuber, I didn't have half of the information that I just gave you, and I still made it. So with that, the ball is in your court, and the only thing stopping you from being successful online is you. Sorry.
Girl, you got too many problems. I know you wanted to solve them.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And yeah, I'm not quite sure, Tron, when we're going to do the questions, if we're going to do them right away. I think I would like to do that, but you know, you're the captain of the ship here.
Yeah, certainly. So first of all, you're already getting love in the chat, Young Don. And so guys, let's continue to show some love. They're saying such a GOAT. I mean, all kinds of things that we've been seeing. This is amazing outpour of love and appreciation. Look, the chat is blowing up. And Young Don, I saw that. So they wanted to make sure you were here when you. It was great. All right, so students, we want to slow the chat down a bit. We do have we have a chat raffle, and I'm looking at some questions in the chat right now. I'm just going to grab one that I just saw. Do you have any tips or advice on animation? Because we know that's a part of your journey here. So just tips about starting, tips about, best tools to use, anything that you can think of to deliver. And someone said, yes, please, like, please, we need it. So I'll be.
Okay. All right. So this is free game right here. I'm giving you advice as if you were my little brother coming to me for advice. Nothing holding back. For animation, I use a software known as Toon Boom Harmony. There are other softwares on the market that can get the job done. That's what I use. I feel like offers just about everything you could need to get into animation and to be producing high quality animations. It is one of the more intimidating programs to get into, but you can do it. I'll give you a story. I started animating on YouTube about 5 years ago, right? Been successful for about 4. And when I started, I would draw my pictures in Adobe Photoshop, bring them into Adobe Premiere Pro, and do some kind of like jerry rigging. It wasn't true animation. It was as much animation I can do within that, but that is not animation software. That is how a lot of YouTube animators, right? Storytelling animators, that's how a lot of them start off, and a lot of them stay there for a long time because you get comfortable and the animation software starts to look really intimidating. However, when I finally made the plunge to teach myself how to use this software, it only took me about a month. And then just not too long ago, I have an acquaintance who had zero experience with graphic art altogether. She was like a med student in college. And just because of her circumstances, she ended up in a situation where she needed to learn this software ASAP. And she was able to teach herself how to use it within 2 weeks. And she had no video editing experience, no graphic design experience. The point I'm making here is, if you want to know what software to get into, I would get into Toon Boom Harmony. There is a platform or a resource website called Bloop, B-L-O-O-P, Bloop Animation, that offers an array of tutorial courses that, range from a couple hours to 8 hours long in total length. You could take one that is specifically designed for Toon Boom Harmony and within 2 weeks, you could be obviously not an expert, but you will be very capable. You'll feel comfortable in it. And then from there, it's really just a matter of doing it. You just got to do it. You know, practice makes perfect. What I would recommend in order to get good really fast is find first simple animations, right? The traditional simple animation is a bouncing ball. Find simple animation challenges, right, on YouTube, and just try and imitate those animations. See if you can make your animation look like that. Increase in difficulty over time. And there you go.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Young Don. I'm telling you, these questions are pouring in faster than I can catch them. Here's a question for you. So first of all, just from Team Bridge to Life, everybody here in Broward, we just want to say thank you for putting that video together. How long did that take you to do? Because there were so many cuts and moves and edits and scripting. I mean, how long did it take?
Well, it was two major portions. Of course, it was writing all the content and then recording and chopping it up, editing it. So really and truly, if I was able to dedicate all of my time to that video solely, like I didn't have other things that I was also juggling, I could have knocked that out in 2 days. You know, the first day just for writing getting all my thoughts down on paper in a clear, concise way. And then the next day recording, and then all like I don't look at the keyboard when I edit, it's all muscle memory. So I feel fairly quickly when I'm chopping things up, and yeah, I'm not even listening to the audio a lot of times. I can like look at the waveform on it and tell where sentences end and start and repeat. And so, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I got another question for you here. So student asked, what is the balance between appealing to an algorithm versus creating work you enjoy that you should just maintain?
Well, as I believe it was David Walsh, right? That was our first speaker.
Correct.
As David said, it's not about appealing to the algorithm, right? It's about appealing to the audience. You know what I mean? It's about, and what I took away from that is, if there is something that is popular online in terms of, if there's like, for instance, right, the term right now is pushing P. Everyone's talking about pushing P, right? That was, all of a sudden you see videos with the title pushing P as keywords being used, or they're trying to talk about pushing P, right? That's one way to go. And then the other way to go is to just tell a story. But yeah, I don't think about the algorithm, truly. I just look at, I go at what appeals to me, and I look at what is popular online, what is being talked about online, and where those two things intersect, what is trendy or popular with what I actually care about, then there's some content to be made there.
Awesome. You actually answered one of the questions that was in the chat earlier about trendy. Is that something that students should look at? Should they think about it, consider it? So you just wrapped in two questions in one. Here's a question for you, and I'm going to kind of merge a few of these together. And it's a simple question. As much as you work, and you said it, every hour you should be thinking about this, thinking about your business, your space, but how in the world do you balance work life? How does young Don approach that?
Still figuring it out, still trying to figure it out. Don't really, I'll let you know once I got that figured out. Usually what happens is, the scale tips heavily in one direction for a time, and then something gets neglected, and I'm like, oh, I need to go fix this. Now, as I get older, I get a little bit better at balancing it. But best practical advice: wake up really early. Don't waste time watching, YouTube or Netflix. I mean, personally, I like to watch a little bit of Netflix in the evening with my wife with dinner. But like, I try, like when I wake up, I make a conscious effort not to pick up my phone. I get up, I go for a run. And then the game I play with myself is, how long in the day can I make it without having to look at my phone? And you'd be surprised. I you routinely make it to about, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon before I look at my phone for the first time during the day. And yeah, so avoid distractions, wake up early, exercise, motion is lotion for the mind. And
I love that. Motion is lotion for the mind.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Young Don, do you have time for one other question?
Certainly. Yeah, I love
Okay.
answering these questions.
Okay, great, great. And I'm telling you, they are flying in like, I mean, hotcakes. It's crazy. So here's a question for some of our gamers. And just a side note, selfish plug, we're having an esports gaming session tomorrow night. That's our night 2. So students that are into gaming, esports, make sure to be here tomorrow night. What is the best way to grow your audience if you're a gamer who does YouTube or Twitch?
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that too well because I haven't walked that path, of becoming a successful gamer, especially one starting from scratch. It's so much easier to get into any, like I've made video game videos that have gotten tens of thousands of views, but that's because I was already established on the internet. And, my best supporters are willing to give anything I do a shot, at least once. So if you're starting from scratch, starting from zero, I would, like David was saying earlier, don't reinvent the wheel. Look at what is already successful, look at what is going on, apply the principles of story, evoking emotion, or challenging opinion. And one tool in particular that I think is especially powerful that I didn't have when I was coming up, that probably would have accelerated. I had to grind for a whole year before my channel started to really do anything. I probably would have been able to cut that time in half or even by a quarter if we had something like TikTok or YouTube Shorts available. The magical thing about TikTok, which personally not a fan of the platform itself, but it is a very useful tool. So, you gotta sometimes dance with the devil to get where you're trying to get. But the powerful thing about a platform like TikTok, or for me more preferably YouTube Shorts, is it's so short. The content is so short. People are able to consume a massive amount of this content in a very short period of time, which makes it more likely that someone is going to randomly stumble across your video. There's a whole new batch of YouTube animators that their initial clout, so to speak, came from YouTube Shorts and TikTok. They weren't making any traction on just traditional YouTube, broke up their content into a bunch of shorter segments, and then that fit in. If they were able to hook somebody in those 15 seconds to 30 seconds, now they got a new subscriber or a new fan. So highly recommend, especially for a market that is so competitive like gaming, and where the bar to entry is so low. Anybody with a gaming console, a capture card, a computer, right, and a webcam can become a YouTube gamer. Becoming a YouTube animator, for instance, requires a lot more expensive hardware and a lot more skills. So it's less competition is basically what I'm saying. A platform like TikTok, like YouTube Shorts, can be especially useful to somebody when the market is already so flooded. But I've never been of the stance that any market is ever too saturated, because every year, I guarantee you're going to always see new people who you've never heard of go from 0 to 100. It happens every year, happens every day. So I don't believe in oversaturation. But it is foolish to deny the fact that some markets are more competitive than others. So using, whatever you can to your advantage is smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's give young Don as much love in the chat as we can. He took time out of his day, his weeks, months, however long it's been that we've been working with him, to be here for you. Just a little insider information. He's going to be a new father soon. So salute you. Stepping into parenthood, fatherhood.
Yes,
It is
very
a beautiful
excited.
thing. So all the best well wishes to you and your wife. We're so grateful. Students, oh, the chats are pouring up. I can't even read it, Young Don. I truly can't even read it. So thank you again. Any last words, any parting words before we move on?
You guys can do it. You can do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah. I do have one example I want to give real quick. All right, so there's this viral song that's going around. It was the king of 2021, I believe. I think it's called Astronaut in the Ocean. The name might not ring a bell, but if you had access to the internet in 2021, you have heard this song, I guarantee you. The artist that produced it is a Australian rapper, and he has been making music for 12 years. In his 11th year, his goal was to get to a point where his art was generating him at least $500 a week. 1 year later, multi platinum song in several countries all over the world, multi-millionaire, established, hundreds of millions of monthly listeners on streaming platforms. I bring that up to say, if he had given up in year 11, would anyone have blamed him? Would anyone have said you didn't give it a fair shot? No, he was grinding hard for 11 years. He didn't make it. He was in his 30s, which is considered ancient as a rapper, but he kept with it. And then boom, he finally made it through. Point I'm making is you only fail when you stop. You feel me? Until then, you're in the progress of becoming successful. So that's all I'll say to that.
Young Don, amazing example. Never give up, students. You heard it live from the Sauce God himself. Thank you so much, Young Don. I wish I could stay on longer and just continue thanking you, but you know, we got to keep the program going. The love is in the chat. If you're going to hang out with us, feel free to do so. If you got to go, we completely understand. Once again, thank you and salute you and congratulations. All right, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And students, as promised, we have another chat raffle and we're having more throughout the night. Here is the next chat raffle. Make sure to pay close attention. You know how this works. Make sure to drop the answer in the chat. So we're going to go with this question here. And it is, what makes, and it's a two-part answer here. So what makes good content? And Young Don mentioned this earlier. There's two things that he mentioned. I think I just saw the answer. Yep, pretty sure I just saw the answer. I caught that one, team. It is Tom Lopez said substance and editing. Tom,
Yes,
do us a favor.
Yes,
do us a favor. Yep, Don approves. Do us a favor. Make sure to send us a direct message with your email, your full name. We want to make sure that we get this e-card out to you right away. Students, y'all are really paying attention. Don't worry, we have more for you. As a matter of fact, we're going to hear from Juliet Rolak, who is the chair of Broward Workshop. And yes, they're also offering two $250 awards through their video challenge. Let's take a look at this video.
Hi there, my name is Juliet Rolak, and I'm the chair of the Broward Workshop. Broward Workshop is a group of influential business leaders who really work with government and nonprofits to make a difference in our Broward community. And we are really excited because we have two cash prizes that we are giving to you. The first is to develop a branding video, sizzle reel, to talk about what the Broward Workshop does. And the second is to do this is Black History Month, to do a Black History of Broward video, really capturing what Blacks have contributed to our community. I cannot wait to see what you come up with.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, thank you to our friends at Broward Workshop. Again, students, we're giving you as many resources as we can. Two $250 awards. Can I enter that? Okay, no, man, it's for the students. It's for the students, Sean, it's for the students. All right, moving right along. We're gonna put a lot of these on our IG channel. So again, students, make sure you're following us on IG so you can follow along with all of these competitions that we're offering. Moving right along, we have another special guest speaker, one of our good friends at Microsoft Mixed Reality. Wait, did I mention Microsoft? Okay, yeah, I did. I thought so. Denise Mendez, Principal Software Engineer at Microsoft. Before that, she spent time at Magic Leap, Motorola, and check this out, she even had an internship at NASA. We got some really special people on with us. The love is there. Denise is here to talk about the innovation curve. Just how will technology impact our future? So with that, I'm going to say, Denise, welcome, and again, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. All right, let me share my screen. All right. Wait, where did y'all go? There you are. So, you know, YouTubers make big money, right? And one of the things I want to talk to you is about how they make their money. And there goes, I'm missing a slide. Okay, no. So my name is Denise Mendez. I studied electrical engineering. I'm from South Florida, have been here for a really, really, really long time. I work as a principal software engineer for Microsoft in their mixed reality group. What you see behind me on my background here is hand tracking and working with little digital icons. And I work on this big set of honky glasses called mixed reality. And I'll talk a little bit about how this will affect you if you're looking for a YouTube career or you're trying to grow it. And it starts with innovation. It starts with the thought of innovation. If you look at guys like Don, it's trying out a strategy and going and trying it again and trying it again. And innovation is a mindset. And what is innovation? Innovation is to make changes in something that's already established. YouTube is something that's already established. So innovating in that space is to make changes that are different by introducing new methods, new ideas, or new products. And what I'm going to talk about a little bit is this innovation adoption curve. This is actually a model, a business model established way, like generations before most of you were born. But there is a beginning in time when technology rises that there are these innovators, and innovators are people who are playing with the technology, testing it out, trying new things, and just learning about it. And then as the innovators, the technology starts to get adopted, you have these early adopters, and then you have this early majority and late majority and the laggards. The people who are in that innovation curve or that early adoption curve are the people that actually make the most money. So the earlier you are on the curve, the more you're trying new things and playing with technology and playing with different things, the more money you're going to make. The later you adopt the technology, or after everybody, people start to get on the platform and you see your friends doing it, you start to do it. And then there's everybody else like my mom who's playing around in YouTube, and now it's not like she's going to make a video today and make any money on it. Not as likely unless she's innovating or playing with the edge of technology. So YouTube was established in 2005, okay? And guess who has made the most net worth out of YouTube? It's Jeffree Star, and he actually started in 2003. He has a net worth of $200 million. He started in 2003 on MySpace when MySpace started. So he was innovating in a new platform and new technology, and he started early, and then he saw YouTube and said, oh, wait, I learned how to fail on MySpace. I can go to YouTube and do something differently. And if you start to look at guys like PewDiePie or Dan TDM, they made a lot of money, or they've made a lot of money because they were early adopters. They were doing this in 2010, 2012, Ryan's story review started in 2015. Now you've got Nastya catching up to Ryan because she's innovating in different ways that Ryan isn't. So she's doing the same kind of things that Ryan was back in his day, you know, 5 or 6 years ago. And now she's innovating in different ways that he wasn't. And she's getting to a much global audience, which Ryan doesn't appeal to. So these are folks who were innovating early on in YouTube. And that's how, if you look at Don started like 5 years ago. It's not like he became an internet sensation overnight. He kept at it and kept trying and grinding at it. And he talked about grinding at it. So it's about being at that edge of technology. Nastya, she started out later than Ryan did, but she's doing a lot of things differently. Ryan's kind of gotten a little stagnation, like he's not innovating in his space anymore, and he's losing his audience, where Nastya is now coming in and she is innovating in ways that he isn't. And actually she was on Forbes's list for the most money, like the, you know, one of the top ones, you know, and she bumped Ryan down a notch because now she's going to eat his lunch over the next couple of years, unless Ryan starts to innovate and do things differently than he was before. So, you know, again, like if you start off in that early adopter phase, you're going to make more money. If you're starting the innovation phase, you're also going to make more money. So other folks that are part of this, if you look at innovators, social media influencers, Kylie Jenner, Ariana Grande, Cristiano Ronaldo, who's into sports, all these folks actually started 2007, 2011, 2009. They started a way, way, way long time ago when the technology and this kind of stuff was starting to get out and around, and now they were innovating in those spaces and figuring out how to make their market, connect with people. I saw a lot of questions in the chat about, hey, how do I connect with my audience, or how to identify a target market, or how niche is too niche? Well, it depends. If you're passionate about it and you like it, then you know you might find other people who like it too. Like, you also have to be authentic. It's not about like finding a niche. Like, there's a niche in making vehicles underwater, but like, am I excited about it? No, I'm not excited about it. It's not going to come out in my work. I have to find a niche that I enjoy, something that I enjoy doing, and I want to share with others. And playing with the edge of technology and learning with failure and all these things. So beyond these millionaires that we're talking about, let's talk about some billionaires, and let's talk about more of like the space that I'm in. The first computer came out in 1974. Okay, in 1974. In 1975, Bill Gates opened up Microsoft. Microsoft is I don't know, their net worth is more than most countries in the world. They're like the richest company in the world right now. They started in 1975, right? It's taken them almost 50 years to become the richest company in the world, but they started at the beginning of the computer boom. Guess who opened up 1 year later? Apple. Apple products, and Steve Jobs opened up in 1976. Let's talk about the next boom, the .com boom. PayPal. Elon Musk made his money on PayPal. Now he's got Tesla and he's got SpaceX and he's making his money everywhere. But he started at the beginning of the .com era. Nobody knew what they were doing. This is even before YouTube was born, and people were trying to figure out, how do we make money in this space? Bezos, Amazon started making books and selling books to compete with Barnes and Nobles, and now they're one of the biggest online sellers of retail. So these are people that were right at the edge of technology, innovating, and these are where the billionaires are now in this space, playing on that edge of technology and building and growing their companies and products. Some other booms, the snowboarding boom. I don't know, not that we're in Florida, not many people snowboard, but oh my gosh, not Meg Whitman. Burton Snowboards, Donna Carpenter started one of the first snowboarding companies before people were into snowboarding, and they're the biggest. They make billions of dollars on snowboards. Sheryl Sandberg, she was doing tech back in the 1990s, and now she's like the chief operating officer of it's Facebook, but it used to be Meta. Now it's Meta. Oprah is another innovator making billions of dollars. She was doing something nobody else did, and now everybody who has one of these talk shows copies what Oprah has done, and she's made an empire for herself as an innovator in entertainment. So innovation comes from a lot of different sources. It's a mindset. And I'll talk a little bit about what you can do or how you keep this innovation mindset going. So what is the next computing boom? I believe it's in the space that I'm working, which is called mixed reality. Mixed reality is having a device like this with all these cameras on it that can see the world around you and actually put stuff on the display in front of you. So they put holograms in front of you through this device. Yes, it's big, it's clunky, you might call it dorky now, but it's not going to be like this for much longer. These things are getting smaller. They're going to be glasses form factors in the next couple of years. So this next wave of computing is now coming, and it's almost here. We have virtual reality. Facebook, now Meta, has the Oculus Quest 2, which is about $300 or $400. Now it is a virtual reality digital headset, which is going to be a whole new media platform, completely different than working with YouTube or working with Instagram. Now you're talking about three-dimensional worlds and three-dimensional spaces. And if you start to think about what you can do in this space, to be the first, whatever the YouTube is in this three-dimensional world of mixed reality and augmented reality and virtual reality, that's where you can go now. Like if you look at, remember 1974, the first computer came out, like people didn't start making money in computers until 1980s, right? In 2010, the first kind of pseudo mixed reality thing came out, which was the Xbox Kinect. And now we're almost 12 years after these kind of phases of innovation. And you can see, like, I use Tesla because Tesla is technically a device just like this with all these sensors that can detect the world around it. But instead of displaying holograms, it just keeps the car in a lane. But, in 2014, you had Teslas using the same kind of technology, the HoloLens in 2016, 2018, 2019, 2020. And now you see the cycle of technology getting faster. So we're getting to that edge of technology where we're going to have another boom. So I believe we're in that mixed reality boom. We're in that innovation phase. And how can you all take advantage of it? Don't look at YouTube anymore. Start looking at this edge of technology. Start playing or thinking about, can I do something with augmented reality? Can I do something with virtual reality? What if I start playing now, like Dawn did 5 years ago? Okay, what if you start playing now? 5 years from now, you'll be the next Dawn. You'll be the next Oprah. You'll be the next person who will make millions or billions of dollars on this next platform. But you got to start now in that innovation phase. And, one way to do it, which is the pathway I took, is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Yes, you hear this in school and why you should do this. I love STEM because it teaches you one thing, is how to solve problems. Math problems, science problems, engineering problems. How do I do this? What does it look like? Where do I start, right? This is a mindset. This is actually a growth mindset. It's called the growth mindset, is to be curious, to be learning, to fail fast. Like try something, oh, well, that didn't work. That was awful, but learn from it. And love to fail. Failure is actually a great thing. You learn and iterate. How many videos did Don release before he had actually hit a critical mass where people started to see the work that he was creating? I mean, it sounded like hundreds, if not thousands of videos. I don't know if Don, you're still there, but how many videos did you release? It was a year, but how long in that year, how many of them did it take you to finally find that sweet spot where you were delivering content and connecting with your audience, right? Fail fast, tinker, test, repeat, do this over and over and over again. This is the growth mindset. This is what innovators do. Yeah. And my favorite quote with all of this is move fast and break things. And I do that a lot. I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna download this app on my phone. Well, that didn't work. Oops, I crashed my phone. Okay, reset the phone, start over with something else. That's kind of that mindset that you have to learn and sit at this edge of innovation and learn in this space and make some money. All right, Tron, thank you very much. Or if you have any questions, or I'll take questions in the chat.
Denise, no, thank you very much. Thank you for giving up your time. Let's put some love in the chat. By the way, along with Denise in this presentation, she's offering a mentoring session. That's right, one-on-one. What a brilliant mind she is. So there's so much you can learn from. So here's the deal. On top of that, we're offering a $100 prize to the student who best explains how education will look in the year 2040. This video submission needs to be 60 seconds, guys. So again, follow us on IG, check the chat. We're going to post all of the detail in there. Denise, thank you so much for all of your time and being such a strong partner of ours. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Next up is another opportunity, another paid internship opportunity with Bridge to Life. Check out this video and then we'll be right back. All right, so I hope you were paying attention to that video. Again, a paid internship, and here to talk about that internship is our good friend, Dr. Julie. Dr. Julie, CEO of Collectively, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Wow, it's been so exciting to watch all these inspirational speakers. So my name is Julie, Dr. Julie, and I'm the CEO of Collectively. So why am I here? Seems like it's a little bit different to have an organization that focuses on mental health. The reason I'm here is because we're all struggling. We're struggling with our mental health. And 1 out of 3 high school students is experiencing mental health symptoms, and that was pre-COVID. So we can only imagine what it is now. And so Collectively's mission is to inspire youth to talk about mental health. We want you guys to put out messages to help students, young people, begin to talk about their mental health challenges and feel comfortable talking about mental health. It's okay not to be okay and talk about it. So the challenge that we're looking to put out is we want you guys to create a celebrity mental health sizzle reel. We're looking for something that's 60 seconds that talks about a celebrity that's experiencing mental health issues and is telling their story, feels comfortable being out and open about it. We want you to present the story in a positive way, in a creative way. Talk about how you connected to it, or you know somebody that connected to it, or you can relate to the struggle that that celebrity is talking about. And we want, if you're going to use any music, you know, copyright free, loyalty free. The goal is that if we can show that people that we admire experience mental health, it makes us feel more comfortable. I mean, even Young Don was talking about the things that he does to promote good mental health. He works out, he goes for a run, he eats well, he sleeps well. Those are the things that we want people talking about so that we can make sure that we get through these challenging times in the future. The other thing is the world that you guys want to move into, this virtual world, the social media world, it's stressful. It's stressful when maybe you don't get the likes you want, or you're putting all of your energy into this and it's not being as successful as quickly as you want it to be. So that creates stress. And so we want to be able to talk about things that will make us feel better, help us get through challenging times, learn to support each other. It's okay not to be okay, but together we need to get people talking about this mental health stuff, and together we should rewrite the narrative about mental wellness.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Julie. We greatly appreciate your time. Students, just so you understand, this opportunity is huge. You'll be interned through Bridge to Life to work on content for Collectively. We certainly want to see those of you who are interested. The Google Forms are on their way. Make sure to sign up. All right, students, make sure to sign up. Dr. Julie, again, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate the collaboration and partnership. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna move over to our influencer conversation. It is time. We have some folks on that wanna share their story, their journey. We have Soraya and Jalen, who are newlyweds, by the way, who have their own established careers and are also influencers. They share their life journey with followers through IG, YouTube, TikTok, and they're here today to talk about their journey into YouTube. So with that being said, Soraya and Jalen, feel free to turn on those cameras. There they are. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, and thank you guys so much for joining us for the second annual Bridge to Life YouTuber Conference. We're super excited to have you on. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I have a couple questions. I'll moderate a little conversation here, all right? So, Soraya, we'll start with you.
Okay, for starters, this is looking real crazy today because I actually had a fever up until about an hour ago. So it's not my best day, but I'm here and I'm up and at 'em. So my name is Soraya. I appreciate you saying my name right. I actually went to Broward College. I got my associate's degree from Broward before going on to FIU. I work full-time for Microsoft, and I'm also an influencer. So it's 2 full-time jobs essentially. And that's pretty much it. I'm in sales and I'm in the social media world and across all platforms.
Thank you so much, Soraya. And listen, I'm terrible at names, so I had to ask my team. I was like, team, I just want to make sure I'm saying this right. And they said, yes, Tron, that's right, that's right. Thank you, Soraya. So we'll pass it on over to Jalen. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Jalen Thibodeau. I am Soraya's husband. I actually went to Prairie View A&M University, studied marketing there, also played football for the university. Since then, I did about 5 years at PepsiCo, starting from frontline sales and working my way up to management. And then I just recently made an industry change from retail over to software sales. Also influencer along with my wife. She's a little bit better than I am.
I swear.
But we're good together. So like I said, it is 2 full-time jobs, and just trying to navigate on giving 100% to your job, your craft, and then also trying to break into this new world of being an influencer.
And Jalen, you know, I'm taking notes. Always give kudos to the wife. Always give kudos to the wife. Got it. All right. And Soraya, thank you. Even though you weren't feeling the best, she's here. Folks, can we give Soraya some love in the chat? And of course, both of some love in that. All right. Prairie View A&M University, historically black college university. So awesome news there. Let's start with the first question. What made you guys decide to jump into this influencer space? What attracted you? Just tell us a little bit about that.
So initially, I think it was just the opportunity to be able to still be a creative even while working in corporate America. When I was in school, it's like, yeah, I was studying to be an engineer, but I was also a professional dancer on the weekends, dancing at bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, weddings, Miami Fashion Week, any event that needed like a dancer, I was there. I was in band. There's a whole creative side to me that doesn't get featured in corporate America. So I wanted an escape from all of that. And that's how I started making videos. And then once we started dating again, we started, like, we both have a really creative way of showing things, and it just worked really, really well to start making videos together.
Yeah, Sarada was more so in it a lot before I was. She was doing dance videos and stuff before I even thought like, hey, let me jump out there and just show the world who I am. And our first video together was really by accident. Like, she didn't say, hey, let's do this. She recorded some stuff, put it together and put it out there, and it actually just went crazy. And so I'm like, okay, maybe we are good at this thing.
Awesome, awesome. Looks like we just got some love in the chat for the dog that you guys have. So shouts out to your dog. So let's talk about this. Getting started, you heard young Don, you heard David Walsh, you heard some of the other speakers that were on influencers. We know that you can run into some obstacles, some challenges. What were some of the obstacles that you guys ran into when you started working on your channel or working on your becoming an influencer? What were some of those obstacles like? Some of the questions, things that were confusing?
Everything was confusing. There were so many obstacles. Like, I don't even know if I could sit here and like list. There's so many.
I think one of the biggest obstacles is just trying to understand it. It's still something that, you know, we all don't really understand. You know, the algorithm is always changing and it's so different from every different platform. And so just trying to really understand what can be successful has been, you know, it's always challenging. And then, you know, us being us, like, we like to really show people who we really are. And a lot of that comes with having to like filter certain things. So it's like learning what's okay, what's not okay. And then, you know, just trying to put out the best content as possible.
Yeah, I think that like, to my friends, I always tell them like, hey, if you need any help as you're growing as a creator, please reach out to me. I've been there and done that. Because one of the biggest issues for me is that I didn't have any guidelines or anybody to help me with anything or lead me in any direction or kind of be like, no, don't do this or don't do that. There wasn't anything online. So there was a lot of trial and error. And that was really frustrating. But now there's a lot more information. Still, though, it does help to know somebody who's already in the industry. So that's what I always tell my friends. Like, I'm like, if you're going to start making videos, hit me up. If you're going to start doing content creating, let me know so I can guide you in the right direction.
Fantastic. And did you have that mentor or that guide when you were starting, both of you?
No, we still don't.
Wow.
We really still do not. And we're looking to expand that. So we have had conversations with other influencers, and now we're in LA. So we do have the opportunity to meet more in person, and it's looking up, but it's definitely something that we wish we would have had in the beginning.
Awesome. Yeah, LA, one of my professors once says that's the land of affluence. So you're where you need to be for influencing. So let's talk about this. So I know you have some TikToks going on. You have a bunch of different other social media spaces that you work in. How long did it take before you started seeing momentum on those platforms? Would you say it was a year, 2 years, a couple weeks? How long before you really hit that stride?
Like a week on TikTok.
Well, I think so. I started making videos, and I was making videos for about 8 months. And it took me a while to understand how, like, what kinds of videos work, like how you're supposed to create short videos versus long videos, etc. And once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. But the account I was on, like, the way that it works is that you're basically feeding different platforms who your audience is. So when you're creating a certain type of content, you're feeding the platform to kind of know, okay, so your content is specifically for this audience. So once I learned that, and then we made a channel together, like our channel, for example, our TikTok really hit it off. Like within the first 3 months, we had a video that had 16 million views, just the 3rd month of us on TikTok. And it's crazy because it takes a lot of learning. And then of course, we paused from creating videos for some time. We weren't as dedicated. We had a lot of personal changes. Like, we got married, we traveled the US in an RV, we now moved to Los Angeles and are now at the point where we have time to create again. And I feel like it's moving in a more positive way.
Fantastic. That is amazing stuff. 16 million. That's gonna stick with me for a little bit here. That's incredible. I'm lucky if I get 16 views if I post anything.
We'll give you one.
It's
Thank you. I'll need two.
You just mentioned Iris, and I'm like, man, even Iris, I just posted a video about her like 20 minutes ago, and she has 3,000 likes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we need to talk, guys. We need to talk. Let's change notes. So quick question for you. And I think you kind of touched on this, Sarita, so maybe just to dive a little bit deeper. Are there any tricks, or what would you say are some of the tricks that you've learned along the way to increase followers, gain more traffic? And I guess what I'm looking for is that aha moment, like, I got it, this is it. Like, what would you say are some of those tricks, Sarita and or Jalen?
One, good lighting. You're not going to get anywhere without good lighting. Like if you sit here recording and you're not either in direct sunlight or a very nice light, it's not to your benefit at all. So good lighting, I would say, is the first thing. Good audio if you're talking. And then aside from that is kind of the first, well, it depends what it is. If it's YouTube, TikTok and Instagram are pretty similar. You have to grab the attention of the person within like the first 2 seconds. So it has to be something either you put in the beginning of the video what your video is going to be about, and it's something interesting that makes them want to watch it to the end, or you just have a wow factor in the beginning that makes people want to linger. Some people, like, for example, like makeup artists, they'll do like a wild makeup and then they start doing their tutorial and you're like, wow, that looks really nice. So you stick around for the whole tutorial. So there's definitely like having that initial attention grabber. And trending sounds, that's something that you were telling me earlier. He's like, look, these sounds are trending. Let's do something to these sounds. I
also think like not falling too deeply into like a niche, because like you can have a niche and then those videos pop off, and then when you want to branch away from that, your followers don't care about what else you have to offer. And I think for us, that's why we, we're able to do so successful, because we bring so many different things to the table. Some of our videos are funny. Some of our videos are displaying her talents, and some of them are adventurous. So people just like get so many different things that they don't just, fall away from us because we change it up. We've always given them just different parts of us. So it's like not going too deep into like only dance videos, because at a point there will be a time where only dance videos is not what people are going to want to see.
These are facts. It's almost like typecasting yourself. So then your audience is always constantly looking for the same thing. So branch out, expand just a little bit. Lighting, I think my lighting's decent enough here. Sound, audio. So let me ask this. A few students were on earlier and they were asking us, or a few questions came in earlier, should I say. And these questions were surrounding sponsorships. Now, is that something that you can talk about, number one? Of course, I know there's some legalities and whatnot, but in terms of approaching sponsorships, how to find those sponsorships, what kind of advice, or what have you run into, the two of you, in terms of sponsorships?
What do you mean by sponsorships?
Maybe like collaborations.
Oh, like collaborations, like working with brands?
Correct.
Oh, great question, because that's something I've been going really deep. We're actually getting our whole apartment furnished from different brands. It is, and that's one of the main points I say when I wish somebody would have told me how to go about things, because you start off selling yourself short. Like, you're so willing to do content that you're like, sure, if you send me a lip gloss, I'll do a whole minute video on your lip gloss. But then you realize that like you're basically giving them free promotion and a free video to use in their ads. Definitely learned a lot in this past year. And I guess honestly, the first couple of real deals that I feel I've done have honestly been in the past 2 months. It's like I finally figured it out. Like, I figured out how content creating, like that collaboration works. And you have to give yourself your value. Like, you have to be like, this is what I'm worth and this is what I will do. Of course, you need proof. So you need to be able to show that you have worked with a brand and made a nice video, or at least your own videos are shot well and you could show like, hey, these are the kind of videos that I would do, versus just being like, hey, I want to work with your brand, I'll make a nice piece of content, and they're like, okay, well, you have like some very awkward posts, why would I believe that? Like, it definitely has to be something that you're focused on doing. Like, you have to be like, I want to be a content creator, these are the kind of things I want to do, I'm focused on video editing, on picture editing, on making things look great and aesthetically pleasing, and you have to be able to have your page show that, and then you can reach out to brands.
I mean, I can really provide like a very recent example, because Sarita, she has a lot more followers than I do on Instagram. So it's like, I'm not going to say it's easier, because it's not easy by any means, but a brand is more than willing to work with her just off the strength that she has these followers. So for me, as I'm trying to, bring something to the table as well, there are times where you'll want to bet on yourself, essentially. So I just partnered with the flower company and was like, hey, I'm going to make a great piece of content. This is what I'm thinking. And they were like, hey, we're out of budget right now as the holiday is so close, but we're willing to send you an arrangement. Now, from Sarita's, where she's currently at, she would be like, no, I'm good off of that. You'll have to find the budget, or we'll just revisit it later. But for me, as I'm trying to establish myself and what I can bring, I said, hey, you know what? Okay, those arrangements cost, $140 to $5. Like, let's do it. I just kind of look at that as like, that's what I'm getting paid. And now, like, I actually, we made a nice piece of content. We posted it, and it's the most viewed video on their page. And they have a couple 100,000 followers. So it's now easy for me to send them back an email and say, hey, this is what I was able to do. Like, you see the insights. What do you think about a long-term collaboration? Still waiting back on their email, but it just goes to show you that sometimes, you can bet on yourself and it may pay dividends, in the future. So it kind of goes both ways.
Yeah.
Betting on yourself, you can never go wrong with that. And I think I learned something else. So we were using the term sponsorships, but you guys said collaborations.
Yeah.
So I think, got it. So students out there, it's collaborations. Is what we do on a daily. We collaborate. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I have one other question. Thank you guys so much. I have one other question for you. And Sarita, you kind of touched on this in your last comment, but if you could go back, starting over, right? And this is for both of you. If you could go back, starting over, what would you do differently? Is there anything you would do differently?
Be more consistent.
I would definitely say be more consistent. One of the things that I saw on like a recommendation video is that it's quantity versus quality. And I don't 100% believe in it, but you do have to post at least 3 times a day to stay relevant in the world. And also being more mindful of the content that I put out, that brands want to tie themselves with that. Because when you pitch at a brand like, hey, give me $4,000 to do this video, the brand, doesn't want to look at your page and they're like, it's a little iffy. So I would say those 2 things would be some stuff that I would have kept in mind.
Fantastic. And then Jalen, anything else that you would have done differently?
Yeah, like I said, just be consistent. I think that if we would have just kept pushing and made the time for it, and a lot of in the beginning was me just, being new to the world. She was already in it. And I was like, we'll make that video later. And it's just like, no, it's trending now. Let's do it. And there's a lot of times where, we kind of missed it when we finally got to it later. The trend had already gone and it didn't do well. So it's just more so being more aggressive with putting out content, because there are so many influencers like on TikTok that have reached a different level that, we're consistently compared to. And it's just like, okay, well, we probably could have gotten to that level had we just push out content. So it's just more so just buying into it a little bit earlier. You have those reservations at the beginning, but, once you see what the success could be like, you're like, dang, I really wish I would have went a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Well, listen, Sarita, Jalen, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. We've been throwing out your social media handles in the chat, making sure that folks are following you, all the amazing content you're posting. Thank you 1,000 times As students, give your love in the chat for Sarita and Jalen, please. And just, I guess, just any last words before we end this segment and move on to the next segment.
I would say if anyone has had some thoughts on putting content on the internet, to just go for it. Because the difference between the people who make it in content creating and the people who don't are that the people who make it they're more willing to take risks than the people who don't. A lot of people think like, oh, what will people think? Are people gonna, am I gonna embarrass myself? What if I don't make it? And the people who hesitate tend to be the ones who just don't get there because they never tried.
Yeah, there's something out there for everyone. It's not always about what's popular. Like there are some things that, you know, go towards like what the minority group believes in. And if that's something that you bring to the table, you do have an audience for that. So there's an audience for everyone. So just put it out.
Fantastic. You guys heard it. Just put it out there. Do it. Be courageous. Be brave. Make it happen. Sarita and Jalen, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, and to the dog, to the dog. Thank you for being here as well. You're a superstar. Hey, you're a superstar as well. Fantastic.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great night. All right, students, we're moving right along. Again, man, we put all of this content together just for you. But guess what? We've reached a point where it's time to talk about, oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's time to talk about what we're offering. We have 20 $100 prizes for you guys. 2 challenges. Here's challenge number 1. You see the logo behind me? That's Bridge to Life's logo, our current logo. And you see on the screen as well, we have a redesign logo challenge for students. We are looking for a new logo. We want you to open your eyes, open your imagination. What does Bridge to Life mean for you? And I've seen a lot of students in the chat who've come to our Student Success Network meetings, previous conferences. Thank you for being such a committed member. But what does Bridge to Life mean to you, and how would it look? How should it look in a logo? I had a few ideas that I was going to throw out there, but I said, you know what? No. I want our students to figure that out. I want you guys to be the designers of these logos. So that's our first challenge: create or redesign a new logo for Bridge to Life. I'm giving away money here. The second challenge is creating something funny and humorous about how you would approach financial aid in FAFSA. It is such an important aspect of our students and going to college, the college going process. You hear the school district talk about it all the time, your teachers, brace advisors, etc. But we want your help to promote this. Now, if you need an example of what we're talking about, here's the example of a kind of video that we're looking for. And it's produced by our very own, let's give it up for Chad Jordan. Let's take a look at this video and I'll be right back. All right, so you guys know how it works. We have some technical issues, that thing happens. But again, what we're looking for in this particular video is something humorous and funny, something innovative, creative about how we should approach financial aid and FAFSA. Okay, looks like we have the video queued. Let's check it out.
Man, it has been a while since FAFSA opened up and I still haven't applied yet. This is crazy. Where do I even go to apply? I have no idea. Mom.
Why, you freeloader?
Do you know how to apply for FAFSA?
Now go figure it out your own darn self.
B2L. Free step-by-step FAFSA guidance. What was that? Free step-by-step FAFSA guidance. Man, B2L is offering free step-by-step FAFSA guidance. Can you not hear? Get out the chair. Excuse me for that. I'm his future self. I'm gonna tell you what he should have been doing to help him apply for FAFSA. First, all you gotta do is go to browardbridgetolife.com and click on the FAFSA tab. Once here, you'll see that B2L is offering free step-by-step FAFSA guidance for students and parents. Look at the times and schedule your FAFSA appointment now.
All right, so as you can see, that is just an example. You definitely don't have to copy that. We want your true self. But again, something funny and humorous about how we can approach financial aid in FAFSA. At some point for our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, you're gonna have to complete the FAFSA, so this will help you out as well. And we have other giveaways and prizes that we're giving away. So we've done all of that tonight. We've talked about it. You can find all of that stuff on our IG page, so make sure to follow us on IG. A huge thank you to all of our partners, our companies that we're on. We're deeply appreciative of your commitment to the community, providing opportunities to students and partnering with Bridge to Life. This is something that we could not have done without you. And students, we hope you take full advantage of all of these opportunities, the paid internships, the competition videos, all of that stuff. We want you to take full advantage. So again, to our partners, and there's so many to name, you can see them on the screen, we say thank you. Let's move on. I have another announcement to make. Yep, have another announcement to make here. Oh, tomorrow night, join us as we talk about esports and gaming. For all of our gamers out there, the folks that are into esports, we have an amazing lineup for you. Marcus Howard has a wealth of knowledge to provide. We have a number of different esports enthusiasts that are going to talk to you about how they set up their sites, how they got into the business, how much money you can make, careers, what does it look like, career ladders, options. I mean, we're literally going to go down the list. That's tomorrow night. Make sure to be back here same time tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. And I have another announcement for you. Let's swing that slide. For all of our medical students, those who are involved or those who are interested in health science, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'm going to say that, from desk to doc medical residency pathways. This is happening on February 22nd at 6:30 p.m. You're going to hear from Dr. Patricia Rowe King. She is the chairman of pediatrics for Broward Health. She has 30+ years of experience in the medical industry. She loves to talk to students. She loves to work with students one-on-one. This is something you don't want to miss. We're going to have a ton of other physicians on with us. So if the medical field is something that you're interested in, or if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who's interested in this medical field, then please scan that QR code, check the link, check our Instagram page again, follow us. We're going to promote this until the day of the event. We don't want you to miss it. So we have tons of things lined up for you, as you can see. Again, big shout out to all of our folks that have been working in the background, our supporters over at the school district, to Stefan DeCosta, our Director of Operations and Communications, to Lupe, our social media graphic design artist, to Colleen Lockwood, the Collective Impact Leader. We want to say thank you to all of you guys. This couldn't have been possible without you. Students, give yourself a huge round of applause in the chat. Show yourself some love, because we do this for you. We do this to give your voice power, to give you strength. We listen and respond as much as we can, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So hopefully all of you guys walked away with a lot of information. Thank you again to all of our guest speakers, our influencers, our companies. This was an amazing night. I had fun. Didn't y'all have fun? If you learned something in the chat, just say, yeah, or, whatever's cool to say. I don't know. This was lit. I don't know, whatever's cool to say. Drop that in the chat. We want to see the love. Thank you so much again. I think this is it. We're going to wrap up now, guys. It's been a long night, and we're going to come back tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. sharp. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen. 5:30 p.m. sharp tomorrow for night 2 of our 2nd annual virtual YouTube conference. Can we get a little bit of music to take us out of here while the students are logging off and showing us some love in the chat and showing themselves some love in the chat?